Hello from China.
Hello,
Hello, I'm Greg.
I'm Elaine.
We're speaking to you from Beijing, in China, the capital of China.
Yes.
It's a bit of an unusual time here at the moment. We're glad we're not in Shanghai. If you've seen the news about Shanghai, it's getting pretty serious there. But life isn't really ordinary here at the moment, is it? We have, and we don't want it to all be about COVID, but it is very much about COVID here at the moment. We have COVID tests every day.
Yes.
We get stickers for those. Sticker there with today's date on, I'm not sure you can see there. And we can leave our compound and we can go outside compound like a neighborhood that's all locked off. We can leave, but we've got to take temperatures on the way in, and we're not going to work at the moment. I'm teaching online from home, and we've been doing this for, well, since right from the start, really, since start of 2020. So it's been over 2 years. So we started first, and we are probably going to end it first at some stage. When is it going to end?
I don't know.
It's probably never going to end.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. It's not too bad though. It's not as bad as I think the media in the West is maybe making it out. We're not being forced to do anything. I sound like I'm in a hostage video. I should be holding up a newspaper. It's not terribly bad. But yeah, we have to do testing. We have to wear masks everywhere. All the restaurants are closed at the moment.
Yes.
All the restaurants are closed.
Some mall has been closed.
Yeah, malls are closed. We have to scan QR codes to go everywhere. But it's still a cool city, and it'll be cool when it's opened up again as well. That's the thing. And that's, yeah, it will be. That's all that anyone is really talking about at the moment, is when we're going to be able to get out. The situation, we can't, well, you can leave whenever you want, I suppose, but we can't, I won't be able to come back. They'll sort of cancel my visa if I leave. So sort of stuck here. Used to traveling quite a lot. I've not done that in quite a while. So that's
3 years?
3 years, yeah. Because we didn't go on proper travels in 2019, which sort of regret now a little bit, but there you go. These things happen. But yeah, cool city, capital city, lots to see here, lots to do, quite an international city. But yeah, severely sort of limited by what we can do at the moment. You know,
we can go to the canal.
We can go to, we've got a canal, we've got like a river, we can go to that. Yeah, walking is quite good, cycling is good, anything that's outside is pretty good at the moment.
The weather is great lately. Normally this year it'll be hot, but actually this year is pretty cool.
Yeah. We've got a question on weather as well, so that's that.
That's good.
We'll try and get onto your questions because I'm just talking about COVID here. But yeah, I mean, in terms of China in general, like I said about COVID and, you know, the media perception in the West, it really isn't that bad. We're not kind of controlled by the government in any way, as you might have heard. I'm sure Mr. Rapp will tell you that too. You can pretty much do your own thing, as long as you don't go around protesting and making trouble. And
as long as you're not, you know, positive.
Yeah. As long as you haven't got COVID, you're pretty much okay.
If you have COVID, you'll be locked in. Yeah.
So yeah, still positive here. We're still positive, just about. But yeah, hopefully, yeah, it'll change at one time. Right then. Sorry, let's have a look at your questions. So, what is it like in China? Well, I think we've talked about that. It isn't as bad as maybe it's made out by Western media. It really isn't. I'm not being paid to say this. It just, I wouldn't have stayed for so long. I've been here for 7 years. I still don't speak Chinese, although I learn some phrases now and again. What is your horse is wearing roller skates? How do we say that?
你的马穿滑冰鞋.
Okay. What about my hamster has a particularly difficult test?
我的仓鼠有一个非常难的考试.
Excellent. So really, some really useful key phrases there that you might need to know in Chinese, particularly if you've got a horse or a hamster. What's it like in England compared to China? I suppose I've got to answer that one. I was thinking about this afternoon because it's been so long since I've been in England. It's definitely a lot safer here. Like,
Yes,
it's
definitely.
so much safer here. Like, I don't come from a particularly nice part of it. Well, it's nice, it's Manchester, but it's a bit sort of rough and a bit sort of violent at times. Violent? That sounds really bad. It's not that bad. But you're not worried about things being stolen or people like attacking you or anything like that. Like, I'd be happy for you to walk around at night, like all the time. And that wouldn't be the case in Manchester, really, or London, or really anywhere else. So it's safer, it's nicer. People tend to behave themselves, probably because we've got a strong government who kind of tell you off if you do otherwise. There's a lot more focus on like older people and children here. Like, children are sort of kind of seen but not heard.
Whatever they do, you know, they're just, oh, they're just a children, you know, they're just child, you know, it'll be okay. So
yeah. And if children fall over, they don't pick them up, they just let them kind of deal with it, I found.
It depends.
Oh yeah, we get into stereotypes now, I suppose. But older people, it is illegal after your parents are 60 to not go and see them and help with their, what is it, their physical health, their needs, their moral needs, and all that. So that's quite
important.
In
you know, in China, to take care of your parents, and people will, you know, think less of you if you don't.
Yeah, that is. It's quite a sort of traditional society, isn't it? It's quite moral in that way.
Well, yes, but sometimes it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like difficult. People trying to do things to look good. Yeah, people do a lot of that. Yeah, there's a lot of it's a tradition. It is traditional. Maybe values that are sort of not there in the West. Not that I'm against the West, you know, obviously being a Westerner. That's definitely am. What style is your house? Is it more Western? Yeah. We have a lot of IKEAs here. We go to IKEA quite a lot. IKEA's a thing in the USA, isn't it? It is. Every time we go to IKEA, though, that's another thing about China. You can get anything online really cheap. So if we go around IKEA, you will just say, we can get that cheaper online. Definitely.
Yeah, you're banned from saying that in IKEA.
Yes, I know, but it's really much cheaper to buy online because, you know, we have Taobao and all the other. Yeah,
Taobao, like eBay. I suppose.
Yes.
Like Amazon.
Yeah, like Amazon, but like much cheaper.
Yeah. We just buy loads of like rubbish. Like that, not rubbish, but it's kind of you don't think about buying like electronic things or anything because you don't have like Amazon adding their money on top. So we get direct. You can order anything, pretty much anything online. So that's good. That's a good thing. And yeah, I suppose it's Western. It is.
Well, it depends on how you define Western or Chinese. If you think Chinese is like all, you know, old Asian kind of, you know, made by wood, yes, but I would say modern.
Yeah, we don't have any pictures that like light up and have golden bits on and stuff.
Yeah, so it's just modern, not like a Western or Chinese.
It doesn't look like a Chinese restaurant, does it? Like a Western Chinese restaurant. Some people's houses do, that I go to, and you're like, yeah, this looks like a Chinese restaurant. We do. What does money look like there? Let's have a look. I've got it here.
Normally we don't use money, to be honest. We normally use I don't now go out with cash. I go out with phone because we use Alipay and we chat payment.
Yeah, I've not used cash.
He's the only one who has money in this building. I think.
These have been in my wallet for years. Like, I've not used cash for 2 years.
I know.
Probably 2 years.
Cash. I mean, old people, maybe only like really old people will use cash.
Yeah. You use WeChat, which is like, what do they have in the US? No, WhatsApp. It's like WhatsApp, but it does everything. You can order cars from it.
I use Alipay.
Yeah. But you can order taxis and you can order, you can pay for things and you pay bills with it. You pay bills without it. Yes. But I get paid in US dollars, so I have them as well. Yes. So let's have a look. Next one. Get through these. How do you travel around? We don't have a car because the roads are crazy. I can drive, even though you say I haven't driven in like 10 years, but I can drive. I really can.
I actually got my driving license, but
I'm
just scared to drive. It's really difficult to get a driving license here in China. It normally took about more than a month, definitely more than a month. My cousin took her 3 years to get a driving license. It's really difficult, but I got it in a bit over 1 month.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I still cannot drive. I mean, I'm scared to drive in Beijing. It's crazy. It's lots of people and traffic.
Yeah, I've never seen an accident, but I've seen near misses, or you've seen just after accidents, but they're going too slow to kind of have real accidents anyway. It's really crazy though. Like there's lots of traffic and there's lots of bikes, and it's so much easier just to get like cabs through what's it called? We call it DD. It's Uber. Uber is just really cheap. Like it's never more than like $5, the equivalent to get anywhere. So cars come in because we're in Beijing, in the capital city.
Near us, yes, but if we go to Sellington, it actually will be about
$10
to 15.
But that's like a 50-minute journey. That's huge. But yeah, it's so easy. Like you can get a car in like a few seconds because we're in the capital.
Cool.
Next question. What meal is the most weird? That's yours.
I mean, I'm Chinese, so I don't think it's weird. I mean, define weird. I mean,
awful things that come from inside the body. What do
I have to think that's very tasty, so I don't think that's awful.
Like liver and heart and yeah, and they have insects on sticks in Beijing.
Yes,
like scorpions and stuff like that. But that's more for the tourists. Like a lot of things, it's sort of the opinion you get from China. And cat, we don't eat cats. But that's another thing. Chinese people love their pets. They do. There's loads of dogs and cats. This idea that they eat dogs is just ridiculous. Or if so, then we've never seen it. So yeah, weird things, insects, but mainly for tourists. What took the most time to get used to? For me, it was personal space. Like people just really like to stand near you, like on the subway. On the subway. I don't really take subway anymore because I've got a better job now. But I used to take subway. And people, it's a busy city. There's 20 million people in this city, and there's not enough space at times. So personal space is a big one. And obviously COVID, but we're not going to go on about that. But yeah, COVID took a lot of getting used to. Imagine COVID at home, and then imagine it in a communist country. It's quite difficult. How's the economy? Not too good at the moment with everything that's going on, but it is good because I get paid in dollars. So when we change them to the local currency, RMB, we're making quite a bit of money on that at the moment. So that's nice. That's a positive, I suppose. Do you have to eat your food your food raw?
Salmon.
Smoked salmon. Well, that's smoked, isn't it?
No, I mean salmon.
Oh yeah, but that's smoked.
When we were in the buffet.
Oh yeah,
Japanese. Yes, sashimi. Was it?
But that's more Japanese, isn't it? I think that's more Japanese, right?
Well, let me think. Raw as animals, or we eat vegetables.
Yeah. We don't cook vegetables as much here. If you have things like carrots and broccoli, it's not a complaint. But the kind of we like them or you like them like you can bite them properly. Like they're not like cooked to mush.
No.
No, yeah.
That's for old people. I mean, you can eat that when you are old. You are old.
I thought we were respecting the old people. I thought that's what we were doing. No, we're not. Now you say they eat much. Okay. Is the population a pain? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, it absolutely is.
I think so. I don't like lots of people around.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Like for our with COVID, it's all about COVID. Sorry, it is. It's just what we have at the moment. But like our community, there was a line this morning that went for ages. We have to queue. We have to line up for like 40 minutes just for a test, and that's every day. So yeah, sometimes the amount of people really shows in one place. Yeah, big population. Okay, Let's move here. What is the process of getting married? We're engaged. You're not wearing your ring. Embarrassing.
1 second.
It's embarrassing. What is the process of getting married? It's quite complicated, isn't it?
This is my ring.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
This one's something about the ring. So in China, have you seen lots of Chinese wear their rings? No, right? So that's the difference. Because in Western, I've seen lots of people, they get married, they wear their rings. But in China, we don't.
That's a really good excuse for not wearing your ring.
we actually don't wear rings.
That's not a cultural difference. That's just
it's a cultural difference. Yeah, it's definitely a cultural difference. You can look it up on Google.
But women don't have wedding rings, do they?
This is a wedding ring.
That's an engagement ring.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's just one ring. Actually.
Yeah, there's just one ring. There you go. There you go.
Save lots of money.
Save more money.
Yeah.
Cool.
The process.
Yeah. What's the process? Quite complicated. You have to go to your hometown.
Yeah, because I'm now originally from Beijing, so I had to go back to my hometown because my paperwork is there. So you need to find my paperwork. Because he's not Chinese, so we'll have to go back to my hometown and then sort of go through this department which will have foreign services, but I called them. They said because of COVID, so they closed. They'll let me know when they be back.
I think this could be another excuse. There you go.
and let us know. But he cannot travel anyway because the school he worked for just requires him to stay here in Beijing. But after that, if everything goes well, just he needs some document from the embassy to prove he is single. You can only be single and then marry a Chinese lady. and then and then I will provide my ID card, I think, and then we'll be done. We need to pay for that. I mean, I don't know how much, but it's really cheap. It's like $1 or $2 to pay for the certificate, and then you are officially married.
Cool. Can't wait. Cool. Okay. What is the process of buying a house? We're never going to own a house in Beijing. Like this apartment doesn't cost us that much. It's about $1,000 a month, isn't it? About 7,000 quid, about $1,000 a month, but it's worth like $1 million. Like it's not hugely impressive, but because of the property price, more than $1 million. Yeah. It's huge, and it's only 2-bedroom, but the house prices here are just ridiculous. So we'll never own somewhere here.
It's too expensive.
Investors just buy them and rent them out, and they're going to sell them. They're going to be very rich one day. Are there racial remarks made? If so, what? I've been called white trash a few times, but they're not even using it correctly. It's like, oh, white trash. And they're not commenting on like my social status. It's the only word they know with white in that they've learned in movies. In terms of other races, it really, maybe it is in smaller cities, but I've worked with lots of people from different races, and there's never been an issue. There's never been any racism that I've seen here. Again, that's maybe because we're in a big city. It might be different in smaller cities, but no, the most you'll get is people who are sort of interested. Children will point quite a lot, but you just point straight back at them and go Chinese, and then they sort of usually shut up. So that's good.
Also, I would say most people are just curious about what the Westerners are doing here. I mean, if they've never seen a foreigner before.
But that's quite rare, isn't it?
Yeah, but if they've been heard by a foreigner, maybe they'll be saying something racist. I don't know. I don't think we experienced that yet. Hopefully we'll never experience that.
No, apart from white trash. That's a hate crime.
Yeah.
Right. Do you still have the right to bear arms? We've never had the right to bear arms. I wish we had that at the moment, particularly with the racist children. But no, can't have guns here. No. The police don't have guns here, do they?
Never really. I mean, if it's
but generally, they don't carry guns.
Generally, no. They have some sort of.
They have a stick. Oh, they have tasers, don't they? They have tasers. Yeah. But luckily, we've never been on the receiving end of that.
But all of them will carry a machine which can record. So what they will just record it first, and then we are really worried and afraid of the force. So
I mean, if they send that to the government, that's probably worse than a gun.
If you say something really bad, they can, use the recording to against you. So I mean, you don't need a gun. I mean, you're just scared of that.
How long is school? 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock, but the moment it's shorter because they're doing online classes. But there's lots and lots of students who do extra courses at weekends, on holidays, cram school in the evening. There are a lot of pushy parents here. It's getting better. But I tutor. I probably add into the problem because I tutor after school as well.
Especially where we are at. We live in Haidian district, which we are famous. The parents are famous for, to push their kids to be better.
Yeah.
Eileen Gu is very famous, right? The Olympic.
Yeah. Eileen.
Yeah. Eileen has been tutored here in my district, Haidian district. That's how good us with our tutoring, our school programs.
They do a lot of after school programs. Like if you have a children,
it's a lot. I mean, that's why we don't have lots of populations now. I mean, lots of new kids now, because in China we consider having children is a lot of you need a lot of money to make them to be someone.
Yeah, they do lots of classes. Like if they do piano, they'll do swimming. They do swimming, they'll do softball. They do softball, they'll do they do different languages now as well, which is ridiculous, I think. So they already speak Chinese, they're learning English, and then they'll be learning Spanish as well. So
French.
There isn't a lot of spare time here. It's busy.
Yeah, always.
It is. Like people, you see people, it's quite a 24-hour country. That's the thing. Like people nap during the day and stay up late, and there's always something happening. That's a big thing. What's the weather like? This city in particular in China is crazy. I've never known a difference of temperature. Like in the winter, it can go down to like minus, I don't know this, Mr. Rapp, you're gonna have to do this in Fahrenheit because I don't do Fahrenheit, but it goes from minus 20 to like plus 40. There's like it goes from well below freezing to too hot. Like, and it does that. Autumn doesn't exist. Fall doesn't exist. Like it's in the space of like, you have 2 weeks of fall, and then it goes from being too cold to go out to too hot to go out. Yeah. But yeah, at least being stuck here, we get all the weather. So that's good. Trying to think of positives.
Yeah.
What do you use now that you didn't think you would have to? Masks. I know people used to wear masks here because of the pollution.
Yes.
I tell you, when this is over, I'm never wearing a mask because of the pollution, ever. That's done now. That's absolutely done. Masks are old now, so that won't be a thing. Do you miss home? Yeah, I do, but I've been away for a while.
I miss home as well.
Yeah, because Elaine, you're not from here, are you? From where? Near Hula Dam?
Yes.
I can't remember the name of your town.
Xinjiang.
There you go. That's the one. So yeah, we're both sort of miss home, but hopefully it won't last forever. It can't last forever, can it? Anyway, we've probably talked a lot of nonsense there, but I hope that helps. It's been very nice to speak to you, and hopefully we will see some change here soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.